إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم وزد وعنهم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا مزيدا دائما إلى يوم يبعثون وبعد. Respected viewers, listeners, brothers and sisters at home, elders, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, yesterday we covered the noble characteristics of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we spoke regarding the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam being a man of great love and kindness and generosity, especially towards his family. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Khayrukum khayrukum li ahli wa ana khayrukum li ahli." The best amongst you is he who is best towards his family, and I am the best towards my family. And then we learnt about his sallallahu alaihi wasallam's empathy towards others, and we mentioned the story of Ikrimah, the son of Abu Jahl, the son of Abdullah ibn Salul. We mentioned his incident as well, and the incident of the grandchild of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Al-Hussein radiyallahu anhu, and the young child whose father did not return from battle as well. So Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, the munafiq, we mentioned his incident as well, and the Prophet ﷺ's empathy as well. There's a difference between sympathy and empathy, right? So empathy is to actually put yourself in a person's shoes, to try to feel what they're feeling and then behaving or reacting accordingly. Today we're going to start something new. So we mentioned the Shahada, how we beautify our character through Shahada. And we mentioned and we spoke about the first part of the Shahada a few days back, and for the last couple of days we spoke about the second Shahada, the second part, which is the acceptance of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, "Utlu ma uhiya ilayka min al-kitabi wa aqim as-salah, inna as-salata tanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar wa la dhikrullahi akbar wallahu ya'lamu ma tasna'un." So in this verse, what has been mentioned or revealed to Prophet ﷺ is to pray that which has been revealed towards you from the Kitab, meaning the Quran, and also complete or establish your Salah. For indeed Salah, it prevents a person, okay, it helps a person to refrain from evil and immorality as well. So clearly from this verse, what we are learning is that Salah is something that if it is prayed properly, as it ought to be prayed, then it is supposed to help me and you refrain and stop doing evil and immorality. Now, if after Salah, whether we are praying in the masjid or whether we're going back out, whether we're praying in the masjid or in the home, we are still committing sin, then clearly there is a problem with our Salah. Because if Salah was prayed properly and accordingly, then as Allah mentions in this verse, that indeed, Allah puts this emphasis. Allah emphasizes that indeed Salah is something that prevents a person from committing evil and immorality. So, a person who performs wudu is preparing himself for Salah, is preparing himself for something good. This is why it is recommended that we should try to stay in wudu as much as possible. Because when a person is in a state of wudu, it's very likely that he's not going to sin. So don't restrict wudu just to Salah. Of course, in Ramadan, we should be in the state of wudu most of the day. Because we're praying our salah, we're praying our Quran, and we're doing other forms of ibadah as well. So wudu helps a person as well. Nobody performs wudu and then goes and robs a bank, right? Nobody before committing any haram says, you know what, I'm going to make wudu because then the haram will become halal, or that haram will become less haram. So I make wudu and do it. No. A person who performs wudu is performing wudu for something good. He's either going to be performing it for salah, he will either be performing it for Quran, he might even be performing it because he wants to sleep in the state of wudu, which is also a form of worship as well. So wudu helps a person as well. And wudu, of course, is connected with the salah. As Allah says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِذَا قُمْتُمْ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ وَأَيْدِيَكُمْ إِلَى الْمَرَافِقِ وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ إِلَى الْكَعْبَيْنِ. Okay? So when you are standing for the prayer, then make sure that you wash your face, your arms, including the elbows, the massa, and the feet up until the ankle. Okay, so this also helps as well. So there's a connection between wudu and salah. And salah in itself helps me and you refrain from haram. So that in itself beautifies our character. Have a connection with salah. It prevents me and you from sinning. Now salah itself keeps me and you engaged with our Rabb, with Allah, throughout the day. And it keeps us routined as well. A person who is punctual with his salah, number one is he will always have Allah in his mind. Number two, he'll become a very routine person. How does salah help somebody have Allah in his or her mind throughout the day? Well, imagine if 5 of the salawats were all in one time. Or you could pick and choose. So somebody decides, okay, I'll pray my 5 salahs in the morning, get them over and done with. Now that person for the rest of the day, he don't worry about salah. Of course, when salah comes to our mind, Allah comes to our mind. Because when we are praying our salah, we're talking to Allah. When we're praying Quran, Allah is talking to us. When we're praying salah, we're talking to Allah. So the salah have been spread out in such a way that throughout the day, you will have Allah in your mind. Before you go to bed, right, you've just prayed Isha, you've had Allah in your mind. You've just spoken with Allah. You come back, get a few other chores done, and now you're going to go to sleep. You're going to set your alarm. Why? You've got Allah in your mind. You know you need to wake up for Fajr and talk to Allah. And those, subhanAllah, whose taqwa is of a higher level, they don't need alarm clocks. Nowadays, we have alarm clocks and we can't wake up. We have alarms set on our mobile phones. We can't wake up. So imagine going back in the times where they had no mobile phones, had no gadgets. How did they wake up? Taqwa of Allah woke them up. The taqwa of Allah woke them up. Me and you, we can't wake up with our gadgets as well. Then he prays his Fajr. He wakes up Fajr and he's going to go to sleep, but he knows after Fajr he goes to sleep, or he don't. And then he starts his work, and then he knows 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, depending what season is, I need to pray again. Then he prays again. Dhuhr, next one on his mind is Asr. This is someone who's punctual with their salah. Prays Asr, the next one in his mind is Maghrib. And mashallah, in Ramadan, Maghrib is one salah nobody forgets. Right? Because we're looking forward to the nice food. Right? The pilau, yakhni pilau, the biryani that's been made, subhanAllah, cooked. And then after Maghrib, you've got Isha in your mind. Or you've got Taraweeh in your mind in Ramadan. So can you see how the salah is spread out, and within that 24-hour period, you are going to have Allah in your mind. And that is the wisdom and hikmah behind the salahs being spread out. Another beautiful way of beautifying our character, having Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on your mind at all times. Now, how does salah again beautify our character? The actual salah itself. The first thing is, when we are praying our salah, we are taught to look down. Keep your gazes down. Nobody in salah can be looking around, right? You can't look around in salah like this. Your salah will be invalid. Your focus, your wajju', your eyesight should be in one place. So salah is teaching you how to behave outside of salah and outside of masjid, outside of your home. And that is to try and keep your gazes down as much as possible. And not to look at something that you are not supposed to be looking at. In the masjid, the beautiful mihrab, the beautiful cupboards with the musahifs of the Quran inside, of course they're not haram. You can look at them. But inside of salah, if you start acknowledging the seating of the masjid, appreciating the mimbar and the beauty of the mimbar and the shape of, and looking inside the cupboards like this, what's inside? How many Qurans have they got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your salah is invalid. Your salah is broken. So salah trains us to keep our gazes down. Even though everything else around us in the masjid is halal to look at, in salah it's not. So when we're going outside, when we step outside of the masjid, what has salah taught us? Inna salata tanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar. What has salah taught us? Not to look out at something which is evil, something we're not supposed to look at. Don't engage in immorality. This is the first lesson we learn from salah. Number 2 is, how do we stand in salah? We stand upright before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can't lean against the walls. You know, we can't lean on one side with our legs, leaning on one side in salah. It's not permissible. Salah teaches us respect, how to stand before someone, and that is stand upright, looking down. You're standing before your parents, you stand upright, looking down. You stand before an elder, you stand before your teachers, your ustads, gazes down, standing straight. You don't lean against a wall. You don't sit in such a way where your legs are out facing your parents. We'll be coming to that shortly. Then, also in salah, salah teaches us unity and how to unite together, how to be together. Meaning, we stand shoulder to shoulder. We stand shoulder to shoulder. If we don't stand shoulder to shoulder, as the Prophet ﷺ said, وَلَا تَذَرُوا فُرُجَاتٍ لِلشَّيْطَانِ. The shaitan will come and stand in between you. So one thing we learn from salah is, if we don't stand together, shoulder to shoulder, if we are not united together as an ummah, because that's what we're doing in a masjid, Muslims, they're not related, not blood related, Arab, African, revert, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, whatever. In salah, you're all equal, you stand shoulder to shoulder. If you don't, shaitan comes in between you. As Muslims, if you are not united, shaitan will come and weaken you more. That's another lesson we learn in salah. The last one, because we have a draw to make very shortly, and then inshallah we'll continue tomorrow, is to listen attentively. In fact, we'll speak more about how the salah teaches us to listen attentively. That inshallah we will do tomorrow. And with this we will continue our lecture tomorrow inshallah. Firstly, most of the parents will be away, and I'm sure some of the parents are especially tuned in for our draw, which I'm just going to send. I'll do this live on some here. See the parents. So we're going to make the draw. So what happens, as many of you are aware, is that we normally have a competition for the families to get together, spend some time with their children. And alhamdulillah, this was the third competition. So the winner, the name's going to the hat, and we draw out the name from the hat, and that the winner of the competition gets some prizes. So we're going to be making the draw. We had about 8 entries, and from the 8 entries we had 5 people who got full marks. Okay, and so the winner will be getting there's some sweets in there, and they get this nice book, Awesome Quran Facts, a colorful reference guide. Okay, and also they will get my Ramadan activity book as well. So these prizes with some sweets as well will be going to the winner. Okay, the 5 names are in the hat, and if I just kindly give this a mix, and if I can request Uncle to come out, Uncle Rafiq. Now I've not, the names have been written down, it's been verified, but obviously I can't show you the names because I know that our camera for YouTube will not pick up the names regardless, but the names are in there. وَمَا تَوْفِيقِ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ, just to make sure. Oops, something's come out of my slip. Okay, see that? Okay, so it did slip in when I was mixing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So they are the 5 people who got the full marks. So we just give that a mix. Nice, good mix, and Uncle will just pick one out. Okay, Jazakallah. And the winner for this week, Layla Akhtar. Okay, Layla Akhtar wins the prize. So that will be going to Layla Akhtar. And one more, we also had, we set a target to some of our students to try to get 20 subscribers from their family and friends to sign up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So alhamdulillah, I'll just show you the prizes. One girl, subhanallah, she got us 20 subscribers. So that girl will get a nice certificate. Okay, certificate presented to, and the girl is Shifa Muhammad Ibrar, for helping Makki Masjid and Madrasa get 20 new Ramadan subscribers on YouTube. MashaAllah. And that's got today's date, and it's been signed as well. And Shifa will get a nice exercise book with a 10-color pen. Okay, and she also gets my Ramadan activity book as well. And she also gets good night stories from the Holy Quran as well. Okay, subhanallah. And she also gets some there's some sweets in there as well for Shifa. And the good thing is Shifa only lives a few doors down from myself, so I'll be going and delivering this to them in person, of course, with my mask and gloves on. Jazakallah khair for everyone who took part in the competition. So Shifa, MashaAllah, well done. You got 20 subscribers. Make sure your mommy treats you to a nice cake. Right? I'm sure you've been doing plenty of baking in the holidays. And well done to Layla Akhtar as well, who got the other prize as well. The next competition will be out in a few days. This is an opportunity for parents to get together, spend some time with their children, learn together as a family. It's not all about prizes. It's not about winning and losing. It's about getting together and getting together as a family, working together, and subhanallah, learning about Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all understanding. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us steadfast in the Quran and Sunnah. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.